I'm E-House.
I'm Kyle.
I'm Garrett.
I'm Corey.
Lutz.
Becca, aka Glitter Bomb.
And this is all of the Gun Gamers crew that we have at Hunters Creek right now for Commonwealth. It is July 16th, 2017. So exactly 364 days since we created the Gun Gamers website on July 17th, 2015. So this is our 1-year anniversary kind of party, I guess, hanging out. And we have some questions from all of you that we are going to answer. But before we start, I want to, on a personal note, I want to thank, first of all, River City, who are one of our gracious sponsors. Well, actually, our gracious sponsor, the only one.
The only one.
Other than Guinness. We want Guinness to sponsor us, but it has yet to happen. I want to thank Thumpy Covey from Thumpy's 3D House of Airsoft. He's been awesome to us from the beginning, so obviously want to thank him. Optimus Prime from Popular Airsoft, who seems to share all our stuff
everything
now. Yeah. No, so rock on, dude. I love it. Thank you very much. And everyone else who's either contributed a guest article or who has just supported us throughout or who came up and said hi to us at Buffalo Battlegrounds 3-year, or just anyone who watches our stuff, all you guys who just support us and who seem to think that for some reason we're worth following. So we love you guys. Thank you very much. And let's get to the questions. So the first question that we're going to start off with demonstrates very perfectly probably the attitude we carry and our viewer base. First one is Redbeard. His question is, where the fuck is Redbeard? I don't know. Where are you? Next question is Lucas K. Is this real life? Pretty sure it's just fantasy. Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality, all that. Next one. What has been the hardest part of getting your channel to grow over this past year? Very good question. What would you guys say is the hardest part?
Probably the one thing that I think we do better than some people that are just doing it by themselves, or maybe one or two other people, is that we're consistently posting.
Except I missed this Thursday's article.
Whatever.
Small exception. Small exception.
Missing one or two isn't that big a deal, but consistently posting or consistently uploading something.
Yeah, I think consistency is important.
Yeah.
I think kind of varying from that is the diversity of the group.
Yeah.
You got people of all different shapes, sizes, genders, everything. You got gas guns. You got guys that do AGs. You got people that play games. You got guys that are more heavy into airsoft. It gives you
real guns,
so many different.
Carry.
Yep. You get so many different points of view from so many different topics. That's not one guy just coming at you with his opinion every time.
But I think one of the things that also makes that a challenge is focus. I think in some cases our content can feel a bit schizophrenic, which on the one hand
it's reflective of us.
It is. Which on the one hand I love, because obviously gun gamers mostly, I mean, this isn't our job. This is something we do for fun. But I do think that in terms of channel growth, you're going to have some challenges there, because you're going to have all kinds of different people following for all kinds of different reasons. Now, is that really a problem for us who...
We're not the only channel that does that, though.
Oh, we're not, absolutely. But
there are plenty of channels that started off doing one thing.
But it does provide a challenge that, you know, we'll upload different things at different times. We'll have all kinds of different content. I think that's, you know, like you said, I think that's also a strength in terms of the way that we do it. But I do think that's one challenge that we have faced. Is it a bad thing, and would I change it? No. Because, again, this isn't our job. But, yeah, no, so this isn't our day job, so we get to just do whatever we want, which, you know, again, can be a challenge for growing your content, but I think makes it more fun.
But something I do want to add here, too, is we generally tend to focus on 3 different topics.
Oh, yeah.
Video games, airsoft, real guns.
Yeah.
And those generally seem to relate really well together.
To our demographic of younger shooting enthusiasts, which is really the point that we try to get across. Is that's who we try to appeal to, because I think our average age range for engagement is like 15 to 35. I would say that's a good range for where we're trying to engage. Now, I hope there aren't too many children watching right now, because
it's about to get bad.
All right. So next question. What do you think of fields that require full face protection, and do you prefer to play with or without it? Okay, honestly, I logically understand full face protection. And Kyle's an insurance man. This is his fault. This is why we have to
I ruined it for everyone.
This is why we have to have full face protection in so many fields. I logically understand it. I play with it when it's required or when it's needed. I don't despise it, but I don't like wearing it. If I don't have to wear full face protection, I don't. I always wear full seal ANSI rated goggles because I like my eyes, but your teeth can grow back with enough money. And it's just, I don't like full face protection. Do I understand it? Logically, I absolutely do. Do I prefer to play with it? Not necessarily, no.
I did what you did to your one face mask.
For one game, and then I gave up on it. Yeah,
Oh,
but
really?
yeah, it was awesome for that one game.
Well, what I did, though, is I cut the bottom of my... What Lutz did, and what we're sort of hinting about, is we took that bitter end, or those half face masks...
Without the ears, just the lower.
Yeah, without the ears, just the lower half that protects your nose, your mouth, your cheeks, the upper end of your chin, and we zip-tied it, more or less, to a set of revision desert locust. Mine are desert locusts.
Mine are fake desert locusts.
Oh, okay. But what I did different than Lutz didn't modify his at all, so the nose piece kind of stuck out. He looks kind of like a rhino.
It was awful.
What I did, I don't know if you saw it though, is I trimmed the top edge like half inch, and I made it sit against my face flush. So now when I put iPro on, I have the lower face already there. I'm unfortunately poor, so I can't afford to fix my teeth every time something happens.
Cough, cough, don't buy another weed rifle. Save
Impossible.
a couple bucks.
You know that. That is impossible for me to not buy another Wii rifle.
I would say for me, besides the, I work in the insurance industry, so I can give you the spiel of why that's going that way. You don't want to hear that. I personally like to run one because I got shot in the face a lot when I first started out, and face protection wasn't required back then because I've been playing the sport a long time. And it's nice not to get shot in the face and worry about losing teeth. And I'm getting too old to lose teeth because my customers would look at me really strange.
I work in a warehouse, it'd be fine.
Yeah.
I'm good.
New profession.
Where are you supposed to spit your Copenhagen if you got a full face mask on?
You actually... Fantastic. A legitimate argument I have against it is we've had a hot summer this year, and with, for instance, River City, love them. Don't mind the full face mask. In fact, they've encouraged me by having to use it. I've found a way to get everything to fit well. However, it is impossible, near impossible, to use a Camelback with full
That
face
is
everything.
one of the big reasons I don't like full
And
face.
if you haven't noticed my, great physique, go down a lot of water in a game. About 2 liters an hour. Yeah. So
I will say I have started hating full face protection a lot less since it's been required more.
because you're getting used to it.
Again, I still don't prefer it. If I'm going to a game where it's not required, I'll generally run without it. But, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, everyone who runs full face is wrong.
I'll tell you where it can
beer.
be. I can tell you where it's a little awkward. Small faces.
It is awful.
They don't
trying
make
to
masks
get
for small faces.
face masks that will fit. I have
Are
had
you
to-
listening, industry?
I've had to bend,
the
I have had
mesh.
to
Yeah,
zip
she's
tie,
had to
I
do a
have
lot
had
of
to
it,
sew
say.
new Velcro and elastic onto pre-existing masks because it doesn't go small enough.
She's
I
getting
actually
riled.
have
She's
that
getting
problem
riled.
too.
And with
Really annoying.
I had the last tenth
But
of
that's
an
a good.
inch.
But that's a good point. The industry hasn't picked up on that. You know how many
No.
kids are playing with masks that
Yeah.
don't fit right? Like not just kids too. Women.
Yeah.
Women are. There's more
People
women
with
playing
smaller
airsoft now.
boats.
We
too.
have 2 women at this field right now. That's a lot.
It's really nuts. But that's the thing. You have kids and women who don't have these big old steel jaw lines, and they need face masks that fit better. So industry, pick up on that. Next, Dylan Cook says, if you could have a team with 3 of your favorite actors and actresses, who would you pick and why?
Don't you dare say Marky Mark.
Marky Mark's amazing.
I
Just
hate
gonna
you.
put it
But-
out there. The Departed
Pick
Marky
mine.
Mark?
Bruce Willis has to be one.
Well,
of mine.
absolutely. But are we talking in-movie persona or out-of-movie persona? Because Harrison Ford.
Question.
Harrison, hot damn. I'm talking Air Force One Patriot games, Harrison Ford.
All right. I'll give you that one.
Get off my plane, all right?
Keanu Reeves.
Yes.
That video of him at Terran Tactical, he would tear up on the
That
airsoft
made me
field.
watch John Wick. Everyone was like, oh, it's good. I'm like, eh.
too.
I watched that video,
Tom
turned it on 5
Cruise,
minutes later.
because of the training he went through for Collateral, he would tear up on the airsoft.
He does a
field.
lot of his own stunts too, so he's not afraid
so
to
he
injure
would
himself.
tear up on the airsoft. He would probably tear his meniscus more than I did.
But he'd be of the appropriate age.
Also, Will Smith.
Will Smith, went through a ton for Deadshot.
Yeah, he went through a ton of shit.
Haven't seen it yet. Can't.
So for me, it would be
I don't think it's out yet.
Will Smith, Tom Cruise, and Keanu Reeves, because that team would just tear up. It would be awesome.
Bruce Willis, Samuel Jackson. Because there's not enough motherfuckers on the screen.
Right?
Man, it'd be tough to pick a third. I mean,
Marky Mark.
Keanu Reeves is good. Marky Mark is good. I feel like I have to have the women demographic in there,
I don't
though.
want to do this, but I'm going to do this. Matt Damon. Okay.
Anybody else?
I got my top two, but it's based purely on the fact that they are beautiful people.
Is
the
it
Hemsworth brothers.
Okay.
You know.
All right.
They are gorgeous.
They are beautiful people.
I'll grow my hair out. I'm pretty much just as sexy.
I don't know if you'll ever have quite the six-pack of the Hemsworth brothers.
Are they cuddly?
Probably not so
Continue.
much. Point.
We have a few here from Promoted Airsoft. First of all, what would you do for a Klondike bar you don't want to know?
He speaks for everybody in that respect, too.
Let me put it this way. If I described to you what I would do for a Klondike bar, the NSA would fast rope down here to arrest me because the things I've done for less.
Would it involve Judy?
Would involve Judy.
Bomb Squad would show up. Everybody would show up.
That's only happened the once so far.
I know. Bomb Squad only once.
All right. How much money have you invested in airsoft?
God.
Again, I
Way
think I
too
speak
much.
for everyone when I say you don't want to know.
Wait. Let's
we
do a
have-
better question. How many years have you been in? Because that's a pretty decent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Multiply
How many
that
years?
by.
Kyle?
I have
Kyle,
been
you wanna start?
in for 11 years now.
Well, how old are you? Just as a kind of...
I am 30.
Okay.
I have been playing airsoft for, I would say seriously, I've been playing airsoft for like 7 years. But I got my first gun at like 14 years old. So I got my first gun 10 years ago, but I've been playing seriously for 7 years.
The 11 years
Yeah.
is how long I've been seriously playing.
I definitely can't beat Kyle, but I've been playing total for around 12 to 13 now. Serious airsoft probably wasn't until I got to college.
Yep.
And so at that point, it's 7 years serious, but 11, I don't know, I'm sorry, 12 to 13 total.
Yeah.
Because backyard counts, right?
It counts as a starting point.
Right. I mean, we all, I'm sure a lot of us all started with Springers.
Yeah.
I
In the
started with the
backyard.
cops getting called on me in the backyard. Absolutely.
I had a sweet MP5 Springer. It was the fucking
It
best.
was.
I had one of those gravity-fed M4s from Crosby.
Oh, the 1/3 scale?
Was
Yep.
your first gun a bolt ejecting UHC Super 9?
Oh,
Shit,
you're
no, it
going
wasn't.
way back.
I remember the Super... Dude, the Super 9 was balling.
I'm talking
If
the
you had a
Super 9
Super...
You know how
Shell
the-
ejector?
You know how there's versions now? There were no versions. It was the
No, there was
Super
one.
9.
There was one.
No, the Super 9 was the shit. If you had the
was.
Super 9,
they
you
make
were
that
the
still?
shit.
I think it's like the version 38 now, and it doesn't look anything like it.
I mean, it was garbage, but it was sweet.
It was my starter in like 2003.
Yeah.
So
Corey?
you've been in for 13.
13 years.
Yep.
9 years, about 4 years serious.
9 years, the whole time, kind of on and off, dabbling.
You're welcome.
A love-hate relationship.
You're welcome.
With how much money it costs and how much time it takes.
Yeah, so
Now,
I
now,
Damn, is it?
I will ask the question though, just off the cuff, what do you think you spent on airsoft?
I'll be
Too
upfront.
much.
Off the cuff,
Garrett.
without thinking too hard about it, I'm gonna say I probably have spent close to $10,000 over the lifespan of the hobby. Eric's got me beat.
Eric
I easily got
Eric
you
just
beat.
bought Cry Gear, so add 1,000.
I would say, if I had to guess, I don't even want to say a number because any number I say, like, I'm going to think about it later and it's going to be wrong.
It's gonna
But
You should go back to
It
your
is-
evic orders and
it is possibly, it is in the tens of thousands of dollars. Like, in some capacity, it is in the tens of thousands of dollars.
I'm definitely over 10. If I had to put a kind of semi-rigid number to it, I would probably be at 15 to 17. Because I own a lot of GBBRs, and any GBBR user knows all the money's in the mags.
The term is jabibber.
Jabibber? Jabibber? That's a new term. I haven't heard that before.
Those Andes coins.
Does anyone else want to fess up?
Probably about $5,000. I'm kind of
Wuss.
a cheap bastard, so
I am also a cheap bastard.
Yeah, but it's our money, so it's rough.
For it, so I don't feel as bad about spending it.
Me alone, I would say about 9 to 10 also. But I went to my first Milsim West game last year. 1,500 last year, probably. I went back through my evic orders. It was over $1,000, and there was other stuff. Drink more so you don't remember that.
So collectively, if instead of airsoft, we could own a slightly aged Ferrari.
Slightly aged?
Sweet.
We probably could buy one off the factory floor.
But can you
I mean, if I
drink?
sold my knife collection and all my airsoft stuff, I could probably buy a pretty decent car.
I'll sell you a
But my
2012
knife collection
Silverado.
is going nowhere. Okay, now that we've all made ourselves feel horrible. And again, another one from Promoted is Seracote worth it?
What's that?
Seracote?
For airsoft, no. I don't think it's worth it. That's my opinion.
Yeah, for airsoft, I mean, if it comes from the factory Seracote and it doesn't cost an arm and a leg, I mean, go for it. I know Crytek offered some Seracotes for a while.
Yeah.
You could find some Seracote guys that will do it for maybe $100 tops. I know normally they're 150, 175, depending on what you're trying to do. It also depends on the number of parts you're doing, whether they're plastic or metal. Excuse me.
I would say for airsoft purposes, the big determination of if it's worth it is how hard you beat on your stuff that spray paint wouldn't hold up. Because if you beat the shit out of your stuff and you end up destroying everything you love and making people alienate you as a result, then what you're going to want to do there is definitely get Seracote, because Seracote will never leave you, unlike your last 3 pets.
Legitimate question.
That's just got deep.
That's sad. Is there a gold Seracote?
Yeah. There's like 2 or 3.
Time to get your AK done. Sweet.
I'm pretty sure there's a gold Cerakote. If it's not, industry, it needs to happen.
Gold AKs are a premium.
Fact.
Yeah, the Crytacs come with Cerakote.
Well, some of them do.
Some of them
most
do.
Most of them are painted, or it's some kind of finish. It's a
Something
nice
I do,
finish. But
something
it's like
I do want to
texturized
point
finish.
out the industry needs to start doing is a Type 3 hard coat anodize.
Yes.
The Type 1 and the Type 2 just isn't durable enough. Now, I know it's more expensive. It's a longer dip time. There's a lot involved with a Type 3. But you look at some of these people's ARs that run them for competition with a Type 3. Because, I mean, most mil-spec ARs are going to be a Type 3 hard coat.
Yeah.
And you can wipe away the wear because it's just oil and dirt. That's all it really
well, no,
is.
it's like the same thing as if you saw my long-term review of my Wii rifle and how many rounds, that thing looks beat to shit. But I have, a real AR and like my real Glock, which have had tons more abuse to it, and they look way better. And I think I would spend a couple extra bucks to have that Type 3 anodizing.
I agree.
All right. So Ceracote might be worth it if you want to beat the shit out of your stuff and, hopefully bring your dogs back to you.
You want to see a picture of my dog? He's adorable.
He's pretty cute.
Any opinion on Vetter holsters? Looking into one for my CCW. That's from Cash Blair. I've never used one,
I've
unfortunately.
never heard of that.
I have a lot of holsters. That is not among them.
I
You
did
said
lo-
it was a Kydex.
I did look them up, and they look like a good Kydex company. I mean, Kydex holsters are kind of... I'm not going to say they're homogenous, but as long as they're done well, then that's really all that you're...
Were these IWB or OWB?
Both.
Well, I would say since I carry a lot, it's if you're gonna go IWB, don't go pure Kydex, regardless of the brand, because it's not very comfortable. I mean, there's a lot of different options out there. Personally, I spend the extra money for stealth gear and I really like them, but go with some kind of hybrid because otherwise you will regret it if you go pure Kydex for IWB. OWB, you can definitely get away with Kydex and it's fine.
For those that don't know, IWB is inside the waistband, OWB is outside the waistband.
Yep.
You know, inside
And a
the
hybrid is a holster that has a Kydex shell, but it's got a softer material to go up against your body so that it doesn't, just dig in. And pure Kydex is just Kydex. I mean, that explains itself. All right. So those are the submitted questions that we got. And anyone else got anything they want to add?
So the question, I got a couple questions. One, what is the most expensive airsoft gun you've ever bought? Or built?
Wait.
Or built.
I was going to say, you got to qualify that. Is that upfront cost or like you and Joe?
No.
We spent $8
No,
million to-
Upgrades you've
no
put
mags. Accessories, yes. But no mags.
Actually,
I probably have all of you beat, but I'm kind of
you want
interested
to
to
know
see
what
what
it
the
is?
numbers
Actually,
come out.
this is why it's funny. For those of you newer to airsoft, several years ago, I would say, gosh, when I was in college, so like 7-8 years ago, 249s weren't as common as they are now. You couldn't get an A&K for $250, $300.
Oh, yeah. The A&Ks even were like
I bought
$350.
I bought
400.
the cheapest 249 you could, and it was $650, and it was a Star 249
With the plastic
Mark II
gearbox?
with a plastic gearbox that I blew apart. And I was in college,
Pour
so
out
I
what's left.
couldn't
I drank it all.
find, I couldn't afford a metal gearbox of another like 150, so it just died. Just lived in the
Do you
closet.
still have it?
No, because I'm not Joe. I sold it.
That's right.
And then I got a classic Army 249, and I sold that, and I got an AK, and I sold that, and I got.
This sounds a lot like how I buy and sell a gun.
Do you remember the term Weinel whore gun? That was me.
Yeah.
Just send them down the line.
So, I mean, Kyle,
I'd say the craziest gun I got that invested money's worth was actually, you have to go way back when there was just TM, CA, ICS, and I think Top.
Inakatsu.
Yeah, Inakatsu and that kind of stuff out there. Way back,
still
if you go
around.
way back then, I had the NAV.
Yeah.
So basically, back then there wasn't a lot of options, but there was conversion kits to turn your AK into like an SVD. So it had a full conversion kit with the wood, and then the gearbox was the stupidest gearbox with like, back then, shooting 300 FPS was crazy. And that's not an exaggeration. That was pretty
Yeah,
intense.
sure.
I was going to
280
say, most
was
stock
stock.
guns are 300.
280 with stock.
Yeah, 280 was stock. And then this thing had like an M150 in it, and everything was redone. It was a monster, and it was awesome. And then I got rid of it because it stopped.
What'd you pay for it, though?
I traded a lot of guns for
Was
it.
that the NUV that Haggerty had to break into different parts to make it safe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
The most expensive airsoft gun I still own it, is, and I haven't shared this with gun gamers yet, only because it's not done yet. My WE Veltor build.
No way!
I have all, yeah, as if this didn't give it away. I almost wore my Veltor shirt
What
too.
percentage of that is real steel now?
So, quick rundown on the parts list. Real steel, the rail system is real, the upper receiver is real, the pistol grip is real, the buffer is real, the buffer spring is real. It's a M16 buffer spring, which if anybody knows real gun stuff, it's a stiff spring.
Yeah.
The buffer tube is real steel, the end plate, the stock is one of the Veltor E-mods.
I got a fun question.
The
with
mag release is real steel. What's that?
this. Your real steel parts, just ballpark me. How much did they come to by themselves?
Just the real steel parts? Probably $1,000.
The gun itself is $250 new. I just want to point that out.
Well. Now keep in mind too, it's got a prime lower receiver. It's got a Mad Bull outer barrel that I custom fit. I had to custom fit the upper receiver, so now I can't use it for a real gun. That's how much modification I had to do to it.
They don't fit that well.
The buffer tube I had to fit because I had to screw it in an extra rotation in order to get it to lock the real steel detent for the buffer. So total, that gun right now, as it sits, $2,875.
Do you want me to get you another beer?
I have a spreadsheet.
Why would you keep a spreadsheet? You don't want to know those.
You don't want to know those things.
Well, So when I was active on Gas Guns Info, I'm not as active. I go like once a month now. I would post that build, and people would just drool over that build. And I haven't posted in years about the update on that, and I need to get back to it. But I still have another upper receiver to build for it. I have another Prime Veltor Stag Arms lower receiver that I have to build out for that, which I already have the buttstock for. So that's probably going to be a future Gun Gamers article.
You know why your guns cost so much? You replace the word want with half.
Well, I'm not going to lie. Getting the King Arms replica Cas V is next to impossible. So buying the real one for $250 was the easiest thing to do than spending the $100 for the King Arms.
See, well, you're going crazy converting your airsoft with real gun parts. I took my Wii stock and I put it on my real AR-15 because I could.
That's right. It does have the Wii stock.
It works.
It does work. It's mil-spec buffer tube, so any of that stuff will fit.
How much was your GHK?
$3.90
For the gun.
for the gun.
How much were your mags? $50 a piece, correct?
Yeah.
I had a GHK that was.
We're not
I
including
paid
mags.
the first gen one was like 10
That is not a
mags.
problem. Let's say
I can't compete with that. I
because
am a very
her
cheap
mags
person.
cost more than the gun.
I would say
It was expensive.
That's a gas blowback rifle problem.
I just want to point
Yeah.
out for anyone that has a wife that may want to play. So I can get like a WE Scar. I got a closed bolt. I got the open bolt conversion for like $75. Fixed it up, made it work. I spent maybe $300 to make it working as open bolt with like 7 mags. She's like, that's excessive. 2 weeks later, she's shot it. She needs her own gas rifle.
They're beautiful.
She gets a GHK G5
You're
with
welcome.
like 6 mags, and
I
I'm
need
out
that
$600. And that's not excessive. That's reasonable.
It was necessary.
Don't get your
You're welcome,
Yeah.
and you're welcome.
don't get your women involved in airsoft. It's not as awesome
Women
as
of
it sounds.
airsoft.
It's terrible.
Yep.
so I mean, I guess my most expensive build is probably my AK that I just built. I probably have like $800 into it or something.
My
like
AK
Is that the E&L?
Yeah, but the problem is half the shit that I bought doesn't fit. So I had to either make it fit or just be like, well, fuck it. I guess I spent the money for it.
Wait, half the shit doesn't fit on your AK? Nothing fits on my AK. I have to modify everything. I'm at $1,000 already on my WE.
Shocker.
Fix it all.
Could you make an article that's written in the same format as your Facebook post about your AK?
Actually,
Piece of shit.
Yes,
I'm writing that
needs to
article.
happen.
He's going to edit the living crap out of it.
Excellent.
I edit the living crap out of all of the articles.
Okay, I don't
But,
read it.
but
once I
he's going to
submit
have
it.
a lot of input on this one.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Anything else to add?
The other question that I have, and I mentioned this to you on PSN, did any of us ever think we would still be playing Airsoft like more than 10 years later?
Yes.
When we first started.
Yes.
Here's what's
Resounding yes.
here's what's interesting about that, and Kyle I know can relate to this. Back in the day, Weinl,
Make it
Western
all
New York
sound
Airsoft
old.
League. Because it is. It's 13 years ago. It's a while. You say 2000, you're like, 5 years ago. No, it was like 13 years ago. Right? So when I started, first of all, I didn't know who he was, and I insulted him on his own property, which was hilarious when I found out later.
Yep.
Screw you, I wanted to shoot fireworks, eat me. But anyway, we both played at the same time, started around the same time, and we had this awesome property. We all used to come out all the time, and I thought, man, who are these crazy dudes in their 30s and 40s spending all this money on airsoft? Don't they have wives and lives? 29, pushing 30. This is fantastic. I got easily another 10 years in me. It's fine.
Before your meniscuses go out.
Well, it's funny because I was talking to Kyle about this, and I was talking to Corey, because the first time I came out here to Hunters Creek, the first time, like 7 years ago now?
Yep, about 7 years ago.
And I remember when I came out here for the first time, I got Kyle here. Kyle's the property owner at Hunters Creek. He's the big shot. And now I'm just like, man, fuck Kyle.
That was literally the words I used to him.
Yeah.
I shot a mortar off a helmet. He's like, guys, can we not? I go, fuck you. And then they're like, dude, he owns the property. I'm like, shit.
But yeah, so I don't know. I guess when I started out, I was thinking, I mean, I had a lot of fun with airsoft from the beginning, so I was down to go for as long as it was going. I never thought I would get as deeply involved in it, though, where now I'm running games, every month this year.
But you're
I'm running
so
a
good
game.
at it.
Honestly, I would say a key, though, if you're going to try and play airsoft for a long time, balance how much you play versus how much you try and admin bullshit and try and help other groups out. Because there was a point where I was just purely running games and just wasn't playing at all, and I almost quit the sport a couple of years ago. But then when I started up a team with him and some other people, and then I started playing again, and that's really where the fun is. Sometimes you just need to go out there and be like, you know what? I don't have any responsibility. I'm the problem child that somebody else has to deal with.
I found the best group to play with. Well, first EO Lulz, because we're amazing. But just find a group of people that I want to be careful with how I word this. I don't want to say just don't give a shit, because we give a shit.
Well, we give a shit about following the rules and not being
You want
dicks.
a group that follows the rules. You want people that will still play within the confines. But you will find our group playing a game 3 months, like tomorrow, I guarantee. We'll be down to like one person left on our squad screaming last man. This was from a game based on the division 3 months ago, and it's still hilarious.
It was just you and me.
Yes.
The last time.
It's like, you just need a group that just wants to go out and have fun. Don't take it too seriously. Milsim games are great. I love them. Love Milsim West.
Oh, yeah.
But just have fun. If someone shoots you at a casual weekend game like this, and it was awesome, and it was that 14-year-old kid with a spring shotgun,
You got wrecked.
awesome shot.
Own it.
Yeah.
That was badass. Me and my $700 of gear are gonna go back to spawn. Just play casual, man. Enjoy it.
The random moments that just happened, like during the division game, I ran a flamethrower attached to my rifle. Tom ran a dedicated flamethrower, and he got 2 kills. I watched him run up on the guys, fall down in front of them, and then just do this weird, sweeping motion. And he got both of them. I couldn't believe it.
Tom killed me with one of those at River City. Literally peed my pants laughing. I didn't even know what to do.
It's just, the crazy builds, a lot of times I like to build stuff that's very reminiscent of what's real. But that flamethrower project was probably one of the most fun projects I ever did because it's so far out.
Well, and I think what we're touching upon here, though, with your question as well, is to play long term and to stay in the game long term, you have to find what it is you want out of the game. So for you, it's those crazy builds and those crazy moments that come with those builds. For Kyle, it's being able to go out and have no responsibilities and being able to do all that kind of stuff while having this group of friends. Same thing with Lutz.
Mischief and mayhem.
Yeah. And for me, I love the mischief and mayhem. I like building stuff, but I guess I'm not trying to toot my own horn here. I like bringing people together.
I love you.
Oh, you're amazing.
Because I do like the because for me,
Love you.
well, for me, it's I just love having this space in my life
Is
where
it a safe space?
Did I fill
yeah,
your
this is
space?
my safe space right
Did I
here.
fill it?
Oh, you filled my
Filled
space.
him.
I mean, I live in Pennsylvania. I live in a completely different state from all these folks sitting here. And I drive 5 to 6, sometimes even 7 hours
That's because
to come up.
Because we send you 35 messages a week until you say yeah.
But
I believe I've threatened your life a few times.
The harassment doesn't stop until you're here.
But I don't mind spending all that money and gas and wear on my car to come up here and just spend a couple hours with you guys. Even if it's just hanging out, someplace to eat or shooting a video about whatever, it doesn't matter to me. It's just all the fun that comes with it. That's why I'm glad I found Gun Gamers.
I can think of one more thing to add to the 10, to be there for 10 years kind of thing. Find what you, like you said, what you want out of airsoft. Find the play style you like. Our group is weirdly eclectic. We'll go from Milsim to, like, tomorrow, I bought fake fur to make a Raider costume for a Fallout uniform. All right?
Furloin.
And then we've got
in
Andre.
October, I'm going, Andre in
Hyper
gear.
Very hyper speed soft.
And then I have $1,000 in multicam gear for October for Milsim West. So, but find what you like. If you like everything, great, go to everything. If you love just Milsim, don't go to like Speedsoft versus Milsim. You might not love it.
Yeah,
You might
Unless
get
you're
annoyed by the
side with a grenade with two grenade launchers.
You might not like Speedsoft competitions. Don't do those.
Yeah. But yeah, so play what you like.
So-
Now,
set
I
yourself up for
personally
success.
think variety is the spice of life. I
Right.
love doing
Yeah.
all that kind of
I mean,
stuff. It's awesome.
You shouldn't be afraid to go to a casual game just to,
Yeah.
get
I
out
showed up
and
in
work your stuff.
in jeans and a t-shirt, felt naked, but it was great.
Yeah. I think that's definitely true too, is do find what you like. I mean, some guys, I know out in California, the Speed QB movement is growing, and it's bringing a lot of people out who didn't like going to Milsim games. So, awesome for those guys. Then for me, I love doing Milsim games. I love other stuff too, but I love going out to, I'm looking forward to Milsim West a lot. I'm going to go to Faded Giant at American Milsim this year. I love doing that kind of stuff. So, find what you like to do. And I like running games, I run games.
I was going to say, but we're also doing a game based on Fallout 4.
We are.
Like, I've only seen one other,
Because airsoft is LARP and no one wants to admit it, but it is, and we're owning it.
It is. It's the best LARP in the world.
we ran a game here based on Tom Clancy's The Division.
Yep.
And somebody else did too.
Oh, yeah,
They called it
there's like
Operation Dark Zone. It looked awesome.
there's been a few Division games this year, actually.
Yeah.
I've seen like 3 or 4 that I know of.
Nothing.
Night shift.
Awkward silence. Does anybody else have any questions they just kind of want to throw out here?
This is your moment to shine.
I'm not a shiny person.
You failed. Okay.
I suck.
Shiny!
Shiny! Firefly reference.
I guess the question I would ask now is, do we think we got another year in us?
Fuck yeah.
Oh, come on.
I know, right?
It's a stupid question.
Come on. Like, seriously? I'm looking forward to hopefully going to SHOT next year.
I'm looking forward to a lot of shit this coming year.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
And you
Faded
won't
Giant's
be
going to be
broken
awesome.
for this coming year. You already did that.
You've already got 2 bionic knees. How many more can you get?
I'm so triggered.
No words. No words.
So we look forward to another year of Gun Gamers, another year of us being so stupid.
Here's to all you guys as well for following us and putting up with all of our shenanigans. I have no other way to put it but shenanigans. We do the most random things and you guys all love us for it somehow. But here's to another year of you guys watching us and reading our articles and
hopefully playing with us.
yeah. We'll hope to see you guys out on the field someday. Take care.
Peace.
I totally, when I hit my bottle on my knee, went like, your reflexes
That's
are great.
staying in.